So you've got a home loan, and you're probably always looking for ways to pay that thing off faster, right? Well, in the next few minutes, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the simplest yet most powerful tools to do just that. Seriously, this could save you an absolute fortune.
Let me just ask you this. What if the cash you use for groceries, for bills, for everyday life, what if that money could be actively chopping down your mortgage interest every single day without you even lifting a finger? Look, it sounds too good to be true, I know, but it's not. It's just a much, much smarter way of managing your money.
Okay, first things first, let's get right to the heart of the problem. When you take out a home loan, the biggest cost over the long haul isn't actually the price of the house. No way. It's that giant mountain of interest you end up paying the bank over 20 or 30 years.
All right, to make this super clear, let's just use an example. Let's imagine your home loan is for $500,000. That's our starting point.
So here's how it normally works, right? The bank calculates the interest you owe them based on that full $500,000 balance. And they don't just do it once a month. They do it every single day. And that's the number we need to attack.
So how do we actually attack that number? Well, let me introduce you to the hero of our story, a surprisingly simple little tool called the offset account.
You know, an offset account, it looks and feels exactly like your normal everyday bank account. You get your salary paid into it, you pay your bills from it, you can pull cash out. But behind the scenes, it has this incredible superpower. The money that's just sitting in there is secretly working to slash your loan's interest.
And here's the crucial difference. Think of it this way. A regular savings account earns you a tiny bit of interest, which, by the way, you then have to pay tax on. An offset account, on the other hand, saves you a huge amount of loan interest, and that saving is completely tax-free. So it's not about growing your cash, it's all about shrinking your debt.
Okay, theory is great, but let's see this thing in action. I'm going to walk you through the numbers just to show you how simple and, frankly, how effective this really is. No complex jargon, I promise. So remember our $500,000 loan? That's the big number the bank is looking at when they're calculating how much interest to charge you.
Now let's say you just keep a regular balance of about $20,000 in your offset account. You know, this isn't extra savings, it's just your normal cash for bills and daily life.
And here is where the magic happens. The bank looks at your loan, then they subtract whatever cash is in your offset account, and only then do they calculate the interest. So instead of charging you interest on the full $500,000, they're now only charging it on $480,000. Just like that.
Now, this simple little bit of subtraction, this is where things get really, really exciting. It might not seem like a huge change at first, but trust me, over time, the impact is massive. Let's see what that actually does to your wallet.
Let's put some real numbers on this. Okay, let's say your interest rate is 6%. Normally, you'd be paying about $30,000 in interest in just 1 year. But with that $20,000 just sitting in your offset account, that drops to $28,800. That is a $1,200 saving in the first year alone. And you didn't have to make any painful extra repayments or change your spending at all. You just parked your everyday money in a smarter place. But this is where the real power kicks in. See, because you saved that $1,200 in interest, your loan balance is now actually lower than it would have been. That means next year, you save even more, and then more the year after that. It's the power of compounding working for you. Over the life of the loan, we're talking tens of thousands of dollars saved, and you could shave years off your mortgage. Now, you might be thinking, hey, can't I just make extra repayments on my loan? And yeah, you could. But that brings us to the final and maybe the most important benefit of an offset account: total, complete flexibility. Just think about it for a second. That $20,000 is acting just like an extra repayment, right? It's cutting down your interest every single day. But here's the absolute game changer. If you suddenly need that money for a car repair or a medical emergency, you can access it instantly. It's still your cash. There are no penalties, no forms to fill out. You get all the amazing debt reduction benefits without ever having to lock your own funds away. So when you really add it all up, using an offset account could easily save you $50,000, $75,000, maybe even $100,000 in interest and get you mortgage-free years ahead of schedule. So the real question isn't how it works. It's what on earth would you do with all that extra money and all those years of your life back?